What up? This is Sentient Synchronicities. Today we got a special episode. We're going to do something on the numerology of consciousness, literally. But it's going to be freestyle as usual, but just remember, this is something I specialize in. I'm in world wisdom literature. I've studied sacred traditions, esoteric scriptures for ages. So this is from what I brought back in those pages. So we're going to go through this because, there's so many people that talk about supreme mathematics. They talk about all kinds of aspects of, numerology and that shit. And what up? Peace, fam. Peace, goddess. It's a pleasure to see you. I'm talking about this today. So a lot of people talk about numerology. So this is crazy. Feel free to hop up if you want. I'd love to have you on the live. A lot of people talk about angelic mathematics, numerology, those kinds of things. I'm doing great, goddess. It's a pleasure. Please feel free to hop up. Just make a request if you want and we can have a conversation. Because, like I said, there's so many people that say things about, the nature of mathematics, the nature of supreme mathematics in particular, and the 5%ers in Islam. And there is such a thing, as numerology. It's a real thing. A lot of people think it's not real, or that it's some kind of propaganda, that it's, too abstract. And they think 0 plus 1 necessarily equals 1. But like I said before, cell mitosis happens from the fertilization of the ovum. So you've got 0, you've got 1, that's the beginning, literally. And that blossoms into infinity, spins around in cell mitosis in infinite directions and blossoms from the seed of life into the flower. And then it overlaps in patterns with the Shri Yantra, which is the masculine aspects. That's the triangulation in all directions. So there's the 44 points, and there's 108 in total, technically. And then you look at all of that together, and that's just the beginning, but it goes beyond that, obviously. But 0 plus 1 doesn't equal 1, it equals infinity. So they've lied to us often in classes. They've told us all kinds of things that make no kind of sense. And it's crazy shit, And if you keep going, then you've got 2, which is the plant teacher realm. That's grounded in the earth, that grows towards the sky and gives back service. Which, that's the plant realm. Those are the trees, those are the flowers. The minerals are the first level. That's the vibrational frequency of minerals. That's the vibration of the planet. That's Gaia Sophia. And then you've got 3, which is animal consciousness. 3, which is animalistic or animistic. And then that's half of shamanistic, depending. So that's half of the blossom of infinity. That's the beginning of being stuck between instincts and emotions and passions, desires, essentially. So it's like being stuck between the sky, between the heavens and the earth and the water realms or the underworld realms. So then you're halfway to infinity, which is still, better than a vegetable that has basic meditative consciousness, which is still extremely advanced and has photosynthetic abilities as well. So it's infinite. You can't really say that any of these numbers are above any of the others, but every number in a sense longs to be like 8. If you look at it, 8 is like the completed pattern. It's like the double cell mitosis. So in that sense, every number wants to be like 8, but 3 is the closest. That's the uncompleted form, which is the animal realm. Anima meaning soul in Latin. And then you have these other aspects, like for example 4, which is where we are as human consciousness, the crossroads of conscious choice. You could go straight up to 5, or you could stay on that level and reincarnate for a while. Or you could get to the end of your reincarnation cycle eventually and then move up to 5 at that bar on the 4. But what's beautiful with that is that when you get to 5, which is what people talk of, 5D consciousness is like the opposite of 2, grounded in the sky, giving back service to the earth. So that's why there's this alliance, and that's why Nikola Tesla said, if you understand 369, you understand the secrets of the universe. But 257 is the battle and the war between them. And if you've got 8 in the middle, you see who 2 spirits are. You see who bridges the seen and the unseen. It's beautiful to see that. And if you seize it, you'd see that after 5D, 6 isn't demonic necessarily, it's beyond it. It's pagan consciousness. Those who came down from the heavens and gave service back to the earth, like the Anunnaki. Those who from heaven down to earth came. If you think of this in Sumerian, it makes sense. And you go beyond that, you've got 7, which is archangelic. More direct than 5, that gives service, is grounded in the sky, but gives back to the earth regardless. It's like watching over a larger class of students. or you're the kind of archangel that has to do, say, something more important, that has bigger classes to watch over, more humans, more responsibilities, and more choices. Then you get to 8, which, like I said, is shamanic. That's indigenous traditions. That's the gates of infinity. It spins around in cell mitosis and blossoms infinitely. So then you've got 9, which is world messenger, which is the opposite of 6 in the opposite direction. So if you thought that one was demonic, the opposite one is the world leader, the one who has to be more than a prophet or a prophetess or a seer. But the seer goes beyond that if you think of what a Maharishi is in India. But then you've got 10, and people would ask, what is this? I'd say it's simple. You get into the double digits, then suddenly you've got binary consciousness, AI, 1-0. Add that together, you've got the code to the matrix. You add the blossom cell of infinity at the end, you've got 108. Yes, that's the supreme names of the divine feminine, Shiva and Shakti. I'm not lying or inventing any of this. This is all off the top of the head. You get to 11, that's Mahadevis, Mahadevs. Those are the protectors of mineral consciousness, the watchers of the solar system. Like Krishna and Radha, or beyond this, all the gods and goddesses in India, the oracles. And 12, you would say, what is this? So it all repeats itself in a cycle, because 2 is plant totems, so 12 is the watchers. Those are the plant teacher totems, the spirits that guard over the consciousness of all plants of their species. 13 is the same principle, but for animals, animas, for the totems that aren't the plants, but they're actually the fauna. The flora is complementary and opposite. So 13 would be like me in a sense. I'm Wolverine, I'm Prince Wolverine. I watch over all my species. I am shamanic, but I go beyond this, but I'm uncompleted. If you take 13 and you push it to shamanic infinity, then you get 18, which is Mahanahwalic consciousness, Maharishi, a great seer, or a great shaman, the shaman's shamanist, the one that goes beyond this realm. And if you keep moving, you get to 14, which people would say, what is this? In this age, they say it's impossible. Being a bodhisattva, a minorly enlightened being, that's the watchers of human consciousness. And then you've got 15, which is Buddhic. Those are the watchers of angels, truly. Buddha and Tara, all of those beings. 16, you would say, what is that? The watchers of demons? No, those are intergalactic tricksters. Those are pagan forms of consciousness that watch over their species too. Those who watch over, say, like the Anunnaki, for example, they were shapeshifters that had wings in ancient Sumeria and Mesopotamia. Grasp this. And so, then we've got 18. What's 19? Those are the greatest world messengers of all time, like Yeshua, Ben Miriam, Jesus. If you think of it, it makes sense, because he watches over the others, the King of Kings, in essence, the Prophet of Prophets, the Messenger. The Mahdi to Islam, for example, the Hayim to Persians. That would be 19th density consciousness. You heard this. So, peace goddess, thank you for listening. I really appreciate this. I could go beyond this and talk about elven realms too. That's 20 to 29, depending. If you go beyond this, it goes into intricate details I couldn't have expressed. This, I've learned it all myself, to be honest. I've learned it from the plants, from the insects, from the totems. Those are the watchers. Those are the ones that taught me this form of consciousness. You won't read it in any book, in any place. This is all freestyle. It's from inside me. It's from my soul, from my Atma, from my Ajna chakra, from my super sentient consciousness, from the phoenix that blossoms in the pineal gland that goes into my dreams. I'm a dreamer. I'm a visionary too. And I promise, sometimes I could get very rude with these demonic men and these machos. It's like what I was talking about earlier when I was thinking to myself, what goes on in the hell realms when it freezes over? The demons get repentant and they start feeling the snow that's coming down in the hell realms. It's canceling out all of the, let's say, heat and the flames that are down there. So it starts getting colder because all of their bosses get killed by Kalkins that come down to come and slaughter all of the demons and evils that are existing in the underworld realms. And it goes beyond this, because time is just a temporal distortion in the pineal gland, like I explained it before. In REM sleep, they can prove this scientifically, truly. And you go into theta mode, and you go into your dreams and have visions, then time goes into a bubble in a sense. And you start existing in different dimensions, like fifth dimensional aspects, light entities that blast and flash before your eyes. My apologies if I glitch for a second. This is all freestyle. So I had to explain it and make it logical and make it rhyme at the same time, so it's complex. I have an insane mind with sane rhymes, and that's why I bomb texts. But those are psalm texts. They're not from the Bible, though. Those are apocryphal. They're not from Islam or Quran or Taraz either. I have a lot of wisdom to share with people, but you know, it's complex. So like I said, 20 to 29 is Elven and Fey realms, but the Feys have wings on their backs. So that's triple digit density. That's way farther in numerology, so I'll have to explain that later. But let's say Feys will be triple digit from 200 to 299, and the Elven realms will be 20 to 29 in comparison. Then you've got 30 to 39, which is wild kin to indigenous peoples, or totemic depending to Kemetic and Nigerus. And so this goes beyond. Those would be the heroes of ancient times. Those would be the fallen ones they talk of in the Bible. But those are Nephilim, Rephaim, and Anakim. Those are other species they talk of in the land of Shinar, which is the land of Sumer, which is Mesopotamia. Back in the days when there was a crater that blossomed and created the Fertile Crescent. Back in those days, that was the meteorite that crashed 65 million years ago and wiped out the dinosaurs and created the alien minerals that blossomed the Fertile Crescent later, and that was the Garden of Eden. That's where we were made. We were genetically or biogenetically engineered and spliced from Anunnakis and other beings that used the species on this earth that were Homo habilis and Homo sapiens at the time. That's how they made us, Homo sapiens sapiens. So we became super conscious beings because of this splice in our genetics inside us. And if it goes beyond that, you have Eonic. Eonic is actually where Sophia came from. That's from Andromeda. The Eons are 40 to 49th density level. And then 50 to 59 is the Avians. That's Quranic predictions. That's like Baha'is and Babis. Those are the bird peoples that indigenous and native peoples talk of. First peoples, First Nations. The great Avians are 70 to 79. The greatest are 90 to 99, depending. This is all mathematically precise. This is what they should have called supreme mathematics, but nobody on the planet talks of this. It's ridiculous. So 60, that would be the Nephilim. They call them the defilers to some, but it depends really. Some are reptilian, some are the resistance, some are in opposition. It's like saying that all Americans are bad, but it's not exactly that. Or saying that white is bad, but it's not. It depends. There's white Buddhas and Taras and Guanyans. There's white Marys. Everyone is on the spectrum in a sense, but we can all get darker. And that's where the end of racism happens. We all hearken and realize who we are. And then you would say, what's 80-something? That's Leonids. Those are the opposite of the Dogons back in African times. Those are the ones that are feline. That's related to the divine feminine and matriarchal warriors, like the Amazonian tribes and all across the diaspora. And it goes far beyond this too, but you know, I'll let you guess what it is. It's metagalactic. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, Goddess. Please feel free to tune in any other time, and I would love to follow you, so I'll add you on if that's cool. Thank you so much for saying that. I really appreciate it. It's been dope to actually be here and do this. Peace. Peace to all of you.